Okay, if anyone are new today, let me tell you what we have discussed until now. Until today, from Monday, we have started the demo classes, and we have discussed the syllabus, and we have discussed 8 different projects that we are going to do as part of this course. We have discussed the we are going to use 28 different tools in this course actually. Now if you look at the if you go to the DurgaSoft website and if you look at the syllabus, what are the different tools, what are the different projects that we are going to see, you will be finding there. Right now we have went through the introduction part of our course, what is SDLC and where does DevOps and Kubernetes fits in SDLC, and Jenkins we are going to discuss in the future. But yeah, the automation Jenkins comes under automation part. Okay, now what is a server, what is a physical server, what is a virtual server, what are the disadvantages with them, and why the Docker is came, and what are microservices, what is monolithic application, what is the difference between microservices and monolithic application, how Docker is used for the microservices based applications, and how the industry using the procedure like they'll be creating an application, they will be developing an application. From there they are going to create a jar file that is called artifact, that procedure, and they are going to create a Docker image from the Docker file and Docker registry and deploying that Docker image to Kubernetes cluster, something like that. We have seen that procedure. That's just an introduction. Okay, we have seen yesterday like terminologies of Docker and what is Docker host, what is Docker daemon, what is Docker client, what is Docker once again, what that we have discussed. Docker registry, we have 2 types of registries, public registry, private registry, and all those things we have discussed, right? So yesterday we have discussed how to create an AWS account, how to check the billing information, right? You need to regularly check the billing information, right? So that's all we have discussed. And I have also shown you Killer Coda, that is an online tool for practicing Kubernetes. You no need of installing the Kubernetes cluster for some of the labs. Most of the labs you no need of installing Kubernetes cluster. I will be showing by installing Kubernetes cluster only. I'm not, sometimes I will be using Killer Coda, but most of the times I will not use Killer Coda. I will be using how the real-time people uses the Kubernetes cluster. In the same way I will be also using Kubernetes cluster. But yeah, you can also, for your cost purpose, you can also practice the Kubernetes things. Some of the Kubernetes things in Killer Coda platform, most of the things won't work there. Some of the things will be working there. I'll be telling you what work there, what won't work there. Okay, something like that. Okay, now that's a thing. Some of the AWS services also we are going to use. Okay, all the things have listed in the syllabus. Okay, please go through them if whoever are new today, right? So today we are going to continue with our creating of virtual machines, how to create a virtual machines and how to install Docker and Docker architecture we are going to see today, right? Let me go to my aws.com, like aws.amazon.com. Like this is the account I'm going to log in. Just click on sign in. 1 second. Yeah, let me click on next. You should give your email. Please verify that you clicked on the root user as you are creating for the first time. If you are creating for the first time AWS account, right, you need to just choose root user. It will be by default selected. You should not select other users here, IAM user, something like that, right? You need to give the email address that you have chosen while creating the AWS account. Click on next and give the password. While you're creating the AWS account, it will be notifying you to enter the password and confirm password. That password you need to give as part of this, and click on sign in. Okay, once you click on sign in, this is the screen that you are going to get, and these are the recently viewed services that I am using. But in your case, because if your AWS account is new, right, so you will not be showing any services, something like this here. These services will be empty for you if that is a new account. Okay, now just verify this. By default you will be logged into North Virginia region. Okay, this is the US East one, but you select the AP South one, that is Mumbai. Just select this region, but just click on this tab drop down list box and select Mumbai. Okay, this is a Mumbai. You need to select something like this. Okay, once you select Mumbai, then that, see, AWS infrastructure is split into multiple regions. Okay, you can create your server in North Virginia, that is US East one, different in Europe, you can create in Australia, you can create something like that. But I want to create my server in Mumbai region. Just I'm choosing to create my server in a Mumbai region. That's it. Okay. Now, once you choose that Mumbai region here, now just click on this search box. Search for EC2. EC2 is a service where we can create our virtual servers. We have seen what is a virtual server. In the physical server, we are going to create a virtual server, right? Like that, physical server will be there with AWS, and we are going to create virtual server here in the from our AWS account. Click on this EC2 service. When you search this service under the services, you are going to get EC2. Just click on this EC2. Click on this EC2. Once you clicked on this EC2, this is the screen that you are going to get. Okay, this is the screen that you are going to get actually. Now, you no need of doing anything here. Just click on the instances. You will be finding instances and running thing here. You will be finding this one here, right? Now, click on this instances in the brackets running. Yeah, click on this. Now, as of now, see one thing, instances, EC2 machines, virtual servers, all are same. Only one, it's multiple names for one thing. Actually, that's the thing. Okay, that's the thing. You can see I have no instances, zero number of instances I have. Okay, zero number of instances, no virtual machines are there. Right now, you need to create a virtual machine. You need to create a virtual machine to install our Docker, right? To install our Docker, right? Now, for creating a virtual machine, first you need to create a key pair. Key pair. What is a key pair? Key pair is kind of a password to enter into the virtual machine. Okay, it is asymmetric key pair. It's asymmetric. Two keys will be there. That's no problem. That's the entire security part. You no need to worry. Just create a key pair first. Now go here in the left menu. In the left menu, you will be finding. Go in the left menu. You will be finding key pairs. You can see that you will be finding key pairs, right? Click on this key pair under network and security. You will be finding key pairs. Okay, click on this key pairs. Okay, click on this key pairs. Here you can create a key pair. In my case, I have two different key pairs here. But in your case, there will not be any key pairs. Zero key pairs will be there in your case. Okay, because you are creating the account for the first time, no key pairs will be present, right? So that's the thing. Now click on create a key pair. Click on create a key pair. Okay, click on create a key pair. Give key pair a name. I want to give a key pair test. Okay, or just give Docker. Just give Docker. Any name you can give. Okay, now just click on create a key pair. Just a file with secret. Okay, a file with private key or secret will be downloaded to your machine. Just save that file in a safe place so that later point of time, when that is used, you should be able to find that file actually that contains secret. That is like private key. There are two types of keys, public and private key. Private key will be downloaded to us actually. That is secret, just kind of a password. Okay, that's it, password. Okay, now let me save this to my local machine. I am saving this to downloads folder. In your case, please save it in a right place where you can find later point of time when that is used. Okay, just click on save. Okay, once that you save to your local machine, now here you can see Docker. I have found, you can see a key pair will be created. You can see that this is the key pair that is created actually. Now once the key pair is created, click on go to the left menu under the instances section. Click on instances. Okay, now once you click on the instances, just go to the top, click on this orange button that is launch instances. Click on this launch instances. Once you click on this launch instances, there will be this screen will be appeared. This is the screen that you will be seeing actually. Now, now what you need to give what is the instance virtual machine, what is the virtual machine, virtual server. Okay, server, like easy to machine, or all the names are same actually. Now you need to give that virtual machine a name. Like I am giving virtual machine a name called Docker. Okay, Docker machine. Okay, Docker machine, I am giving this name. Okay, once you give this name, you need to select Ubuntu operating system. Okay, which type of, it will ask which type of operating system you want to use for this virtual machine that you want to create. That is guest operating system, right? We have seen in the previous diagram. If anyone are missing, there is a playlist in the YouTube. Please go through them. At the end of the session today, I'll be also pasting the playlist link in your chat. Okay, now this is the guest operating system that you need to select. Okay, Ubuntu. You can also select Amazon Linux or Ubuntu or any of the Linux flavors, but I am selecting the Ubuntu machine. I am selecting the Ubuntu operating system. Okay, now now here, let's do not change anything. This is the AMI that you need to select, but it's just keep it as it is. Once you one second, cancel. Once you click on this Ubuntu, confirm changes. Once you click on this Ubuntu, they automatically a AMY will be appeared here. You no need of changing this one. Okay, this is a free tier one, actually free tier eligible. Okay, now once you go down, just go down, you will be finding some window called instance type. In AWS, instance type refers to how much amount of capacity that should be there with that particular server. Actually, if I choose T2.micro type of instance, that means I am giving to my server one CPU and 1 GB memory. Okay, let me increase this font once again. Yeah, you can see that if I select T2.micro type of instance, type of capacity of the instance, I am giving to my server, virtual server, okay, 1 CPU and 1 GB memory. You can also use this. For our Docker, which is free tier eligible. Just if you, in your case, please choose this. But in my case, I am choosing T2.medium, this one. I am giving 2 CPUs and 4 GB memory. Just I am clicking on this, but in your case, please click this one, T2.micro, which is free tier eligible. That works for you. Okay, but I need to run many containers. That is why I need to choose this one, T2.medium. Okay, now that is a 2 CPUs and 4 GB memory I am giving to my virtual machine or server, easy to machine, something like that. Okay, now this cost me 0.0496 US dollars per hour. Okay, that's the thing. Now here in the key pair section, next thing is key pair section. In the key pair section, you created a key pair in previous step, right? So that key pair you need to select as part of this. Once you click on this drop down list box, a key pairs will be appeared in your region actually. Now once this, you can see that we have created a key pair called Docker, right? Just click on this Docker key pair. Click on this Docker key pair actually. Now that's a thing. Okay, now go down. Once you go down, you will be finding create a security group section. You will be finding network settings. Under the network settings, you will be having 2 different options: create security group, select existing security group. Now I don't want to create a security group always. I am selecting, you also need to do this. Okay, I am selecting existing security group. This option I am selecting. Okay, what is this security group in AWS? Security group is kind of a firewall to your machine. Suppose, let me draw a diagram. Okay, let me go here. Let me draw file new. Okay, one second. Yeah. Suppose this is your virtual machine or virtual server. Okay, this is the security group that you have attached to this virtual server. This is a security group that is attached to the server. Okay, this security group decides who should come to this, what kind of request should be received by this virtual server, and what kind of responses should we go to this virtual server. If I am not a proper person, to come into this machine, to log in into this machine, I should not be authorized to enter into this machine. That is kind of a firewall that you are going to attach to this virtual machine or the server actually. So that is a firewall. Okay, let me go here. That is a security group. I am selecting a security group, and I am select when you click on select existing security group, you will be giving common security groups. You can see that in the common security groups tab, in the common security group option, you need to click on this drop down list box. You will be finding a default security group. You will be finding, in your case also it will be there, default security group. Just click on this default security group. Now that will be selected. That will be selected. Okay, now configure storage. You need to give some storage to your EC2 machine, EC2 instance, right? I am giving 15 GB of storage. I am giving 15 GB of volume or a storage to my machine actually. Now, in your case, you can also give 8 until 30 GB. It is free. It is free until 30 GB for AWS account. Okay, if you go beyond 30 GB, that is costed. Okay, now I am using 15 GB of configuring storage actually. Now this is called storage type. You can see that this is storage type GP3. There are multiple storage types actually. Based on the storage type, the performance will be increased. Okay, just select IO2 GP2 actually. That's all the AWS things actually. You need to know how to create this for practicing Docker. That's why I'm saying all these things. Okay, now you can see that free tier eligible customers can use up to 30 GB of EBS general purpose storage, SSD or magnetic storage. Up to 30 GB, it will be free for you actually. That is why I'm using 15 GB. You can also use up to 30 GB, whatever storage capacity you want. Okay, now just go down. That's it. Now how many, this number of instances in the summary section, you can see that in the summary section it will be asking how many number of virtual machines you want to launch with the configurations we have selected, right? I want to launch only one machine, one virtual machine. That's it. Now what are the things we have selected? One thing, we have given a name, we have selected an operating system, right? We have selected an instance type, we selected a key pair, we selected a security group, and we selected a storage, and we have given only one instance to be launched, right? Now just click on launch instance. Click on launch instance. Okay, now just once you click on launch instance, once you click on launch instance, you should be able to see this green thing actually. That is successful. Okay, that is successful. That means the instance has been successfully launched. Okay, the virtual machine has been successfully launched. Now once this is success, now what you need to do, click on this instances. Click on this instances. You can see that this is the instances. Okay, right? So click on this instances. Now you can see that instance is running. Docker machine instance is running. You can see that. Okay, you can see that it is initializing. It should come 2 by 2 health checks passed. Actually, it should come 2 by 2 health checks passed. Let's wait until that time. Once it will take 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, just we need to wait actually. Okay, now any questions anyone has, please? Any questions anyone has? Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, it's clear. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It is still initializing. Yeah, you can see that you should find this 2 by 2 health checks passed. You should find 2 by 2 checks passed. Once this is created, once that 2 by 2 checks passed, what you need to do, you need to click on this checkbox. You need to click on this checkbox. Okay, you need to connect to this machine. You need to connect to this machine. There are multiple ways to connect to this machine, but I am going to show you common way for everyone who are using Mac, who are using Linux operating, who are using Linux laptops, or who are using Windows laptops, who are using Mac laptops. I'm going to show you common way. Okay, that's the thing. Now you need to select this checkbox of that machine, of that virtual machine. Now click on connect. Once you click on connect, you will be having multiple options. They do not select anything. Just click on instance connect, easy to instance connect. That is by default selected. You no need of separately clicking that. Okay, click on connect. Okay, that's it. Okay, one second, it will be launching. Yeah, you have connected to the virtual machine that is created in the AWS data center. Okay, this is the virtual machine that is created actually. This is a virtual machine. I have logged in, I created and logged in. Now, I am, okay, who am I? Okay, you can see that I am a Ubuntu user. You need to switch to root user. Ubuntu user will not be having all permissions to do in the AWS, like in this virtual machine. Actually, there are in Linux, we have users, something like that. Each users will be having certain limit, or in that limit only that user can be able to perform the actions. Okay, Ubuntu, in order to install Docker, the Ubuntu user will not be having permissions to do that actually. That is why you need to switch to different user who has all permissions in the Linux machine. Okay, this is a Linux machine, Ubuntu machine. That's Ubuntu or Linux. It's a Linux flavor. Ubuntu is a one of the Linux flavor, right? So I need to switch to root user. Sudo, how to switch to root user in Linux? You need to use this command. Sudo su hyphen is the command that you need to use, and click on enter. Okay, now this is the hash symbol you need to get. Once you execute this command, previously it should be dollar symbol if you are there with Ubuntu user. Right now you should find this hash symbol, so that confirms that you have switched to root user. You can see that root user. Now once you enter into this root user, just clear the screen. You need to refresh your workspace. Now let me increase the font size still. Okay, one second. Yeah, now you can see that. Okay, now I have collected all the Docker installation commands. It's software installation. You will be finding anywhere in the Docker docs, or anywhere you go, right, in the blogs or whatever it is. But I have collected for your easy purpose to install Docker. Right now, just follow this guide, just follow this documentation, and just install. For your easy purpose, I have did this one, install Docker. Just click on enter. First you need to update the packages. Apt update -y will be updating the packages. Okay, just click on enter. Okay, now it is updating the things. Yeah, it has updated the packages. Now what is the second command? This is the second command. The second two lines were the second command. Okay, let me paste it here. Control A, Control C, and let me run this second command here. Actually, sudo apt. One second. Oh, 1 second. Okay, I am. 1 second. I am executing that second command that I have. Now the second command has been executed. Now just do this third one. Just it's the installation of the software. That's it. Okay, that's 1 second. Just go here. Let me clear the screen. I just click on. Okay, 1 second. Control C. Enter. Yeah, now the third command is being executed. Just click on copy this fourth one. Okay, this second command is a combination of second and third lines. Okay, I will be editing this file and uploading, but yeah, third command is combination of these two lines. Okay, fourth command is combination of these two lines. Okay, this is the command actually I need to execute. Okay, now once go here, Control A, Control C, and let me paste it here, and just click on enter. Actually. Yep, that is done. And you need to again update the packages. Just click on, just execute that command. Now, yes. then execute this. Okay, now let me go here. That is completed and install Docker. Install Docker. Okay, just this is the command you need to get. Just community edition I'm installing. Okay, you can see that Docker CE. Okay, this is the community edition. Okay, now let me go here. It is installing. Just wait for it to install. Yes, it is installed. Let me clear my screen now. You need to check. Yesterday we have checked in my local machine whether the Docker is running or not. My local machine does not contain systemctl, right? Yesterday in your yesterday's class, service and systemctl is not present, right? So that is a command, to check any process is running in the any service is running in the machine or not. But my Mac machine does not contain that. But this Linux machine contains that. You just check first. After that, you need to use systemctl status systemctl docker status docker. Just click. You need to execute this command. You can see that Docker is active and running state. Docker is active and running state. You can see that Docker application container engine that is active and running state. Once this active and running state, let me clear the screen. Okay, once this active and running state, you can execute Docker commands. You can see that these commands I'm going to explain very clearly in the future or today or future classes. But you can execute Docker commands. You can see that Docker container ls. Actually, these are the Docker, some of the Docker commands. I'll be telling you many Docker commands. But yeah, now as of now, just this two I'm going to show. Okay, is that clear? Installing, creating a virtual machine and logging into virtual machine, entering into virtual machine and installing the Docker into that virtual machine. Is that clear for you?
Yes, sir, one question here.
Yep.
Sir, can you explain me that, sir, actually you written some commands, right? So can you explain me the commands actually? I need to understand like each commands.
Oh no, this is just a software installation. See, one second. Once again, let me go here. These are the some of the prerequisite. You need to do some certificates and you need to update some packages. You need to do some curl. Okay, so you need to download some GPG keys. This is the thing. Okay, you need to some prerequisite that need to be downloaded before installing Docker. This is where the Docker is actually installed. Actually, you need to update the policy of the cache. Actually, this one. Okay, now all these things were the prerequisites to install Docker in this step. Okay, this is for updating the packages, this is for the certificates, okay, CA certificates, and this is for the GPG keys, and this is all the Linux machine that I have. That is why this is all the Linux commands. Okay, that is used by the Docker. Okay, this is for the installation, like prerequisite, downloading the prerequisites for the Docker actually from the apt add apt repo. We need to add apt repository of the Docker where the Docker is there, and you need to update the packages again. You need to update the policy cache, and you need to install Docker. And after that, you need to systemctl status Docker. You know need of changing the file permission. This is to change the file permissions of DockerSoft. You know need of doing this last step. But yeah, it is okay until here. Actually, that's a commands that need to be there. These are all the Linux commands. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, sir. Yeah, sir, actually here, okay, I got it. My question is what, my question is what, sir, like, why, my question is, yeah, we have to use these commands to install Docker, right? But my
Yeah.
question is, what this command doing? That I want to understand, right? So, for example, when you do a sudo apt update -y, it will update the local cache, right? Our package manager, so our package software package, right? So
Yeah,
that will
yeah.
understand, right? But sir, what is the use of the certificate? So can you explain me where it's used?
No,
And
you
what
can
is the
go
use
through
of
the documentation of that one here. Actually, these are all the Linux things that are required for the Docker prerequisite. So before installing Docker, you can go through that documentation where the Docker is being installed. Actually, these are all required for the why the Docker is required. These things the you can go through that in the documentation. Okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That is see, the Docker software is created by some other people, right? So those people will be clearly mentioning there why these commands are required in the documentation. Okay, so that's the thing. We need a Docker for our Docker container. That's that for our labs. Actually, that's we did in our lab. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Yeah, this is the commands. Is anyone have any questions, please? Is that clear? Is that clear for everyone? Why you people are silent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear.
Yes, sir. Got it. Got it.
Okay. Now we are going to do some architecture actually. Now let me go here. Here we are going to do Docker architecture command plus and Docker architecture. Okay, TECTURE, a Docker architecture. Now, what is this Docker architecture? So there are multiple components I have told you, right? Docker daemon, Docker client, Docker registries, and all these things I have told you, right? Docker host, right? So how they will interact with each other when you install Docker software. That is a Docker architecture actually. Now, as we install Docker, we have installed Docker in this machine, right? So this machine is called Docker host. Okay, this machine is called Docker host. Let me go here. Now, this one, just let me, I am drawing the Docker host where we installed our Docker. This is the Docker host. Now, let me put something like this, something label docker host actually. Now this is a Docker host. Now in this Docker daemon will be running, because the Docker daemon is running only, I am able to execute this command Docker container ls. You can see that Docker images. Who is listening this command? A background process that is running. Where you can find that background process? systemctl. You can see that status Docker. You can see that a background process that is running, who is listening for our commands actually. Now let me click on C, control C. Yeah, let me clear the screen. So that is Docker daemon, right? Now let me draw the Docker daemon at this place. So this is the Docker daemon. This is the Docker daemon that is running actually. Now let me go here. Let me try to put that label here. Okay, Docker daemon, DEAMON. So this is the Docker daemon. Okay, now you will be having Docker client. You can see that this is the Docker client. Okay, this is the Docker client where you are installing, where you are executing the Docker commands actually. This is the Docker client. Okay, let me put something like this. Okay, this is the Docker client. Okay, let me go here. Okay, now Docker client. Okay, this is the Docker client. Okay, now why this is called as Docker client? Because the place where you install the Docker is called Docker client. The place where you execute the Docker commands is called Docker client. The place where you install Docker is called Docker host. Here, Docker client is the terminal of this machine. Actually, this is a terminal, right? What is the terminal? Command prompt in your Windows. So that's a Docker client actually, from where you are executing Docker commands. You can see the Docker images. Okay, now that's a Docker host and the Docker client are in the same machine in this case. But yeah, that's the thing. Okay, now you can see that this is the Docker client that I am using to run the Docker commands. Now this is the Docker client, and you will be also having Docker registry. We have seen that yesterday, Docker registry. That is a Docker registry. This is the Docker registry. Let me go here and let me try to Docker registry. The Docker registry is this one, Docker registry. Okay, now this is the Docker registry. Okay, now this is a Docker registry. This is a Docker daemon, Docker host, Docker client, and this might be a public registry or the Docker private registry. Just consider it as a overall registry actually. What will be there in this? Docker registry? Images will be there, like Nginx is one of the Docker image. Okay, like Tomcat is one of the Docker image. Okay, now SQL or Mongo is one of the Docker image. So like this images, multiple hundreds, thousands of images will be there in that Docker registry. Yesterday we have seen that is hub.docker.com. Right, now Now what we are doing, I am executing a Docker command from here. I am executing what I am executing command. Yeah, what I'm executing, Docker images I am executing. This is a command I am executing. This is a command I am executing. You can see here Docker images, right? I'm executing this command, right? Now when I execute this command, what is internally happening? This command is listened by this Docker daemon that is created by the Docker software. This command is listened by this Docker daemon, and this Docker daemon is searching for whether any images are there in this. What is a Docker image? It's a binary where our application will be present, but not in a running state. Yesterday we have seen, right? It is finding whether the images are there or not. It did not find any images on the Docker host, and it is giving the empty thing. Actually, Docker images, right? When we type these Docker images, right? Now, this giving everything. Now, it's not any images are not there now. No, next, let me execute one more command. Docker pull Nginx, Docker pull Nginx. That means I am pulling Docker image from the hub.docker.com. Docker is a software in which they have created. It will directly connect to the hub.docker.com and it will directly pull the image from the hub.docker.com, right? What's the hub.docker.com? It's a registry where all the Docker images will be there, right? That's hub.docker.com, right? Yesterday we have seen how to create a account there and how to search the images there, right? So such a thing. Okay, Docker pull Nginx is the image. If you go to hub.docker.com, you will be finding Nginx image. Just search for Nginx. Okay, search for Nginx. This is the image, right? This is the image. You will be having multiple versions of this image. You can see that stable Perl, stable OTEL. Okay, all these things. Okay, now about this tag, I want to speak later, but do not worry about that. But yeah, Nginx, I want to download that image. Now I want to download that Nginx image here, and I am pulling this Docker pull Nginx image. Just click on enter. Okay, just click on enter. Okay, it is trying to pull the image. Actually, it is downloading the image. Just look into that. Now what happened when I try to execute this command? What happened actually? Let me try to draw a diagram. Okay, now let me go here. I have executed Docker pull Nginx. Okay, Docker pull Nginx. Actually, I've executed this command, that is Docker pull Nginx. Now what happened when I execute this command? This command which I have executed is listened by the Docker daemon. Now it will be first searching whether this Nginx image is there on the Docker host or not. It will search in the local on the Docker host. It did not find any Docker image previously, right? No Docker images are there previously, right? So it did not find any Docker image. Now what it will do, it will connect to Docker registry, that is hub.docker.com, and download the Nginx image that is part of that hub.docker.com, onto the Docker host. Nginx images will be downloaded something like this. Okay, Nginx image will be downloaded something like this. Okay, Docker pull Nginx. This is the how that internally communicate actually. Now let me run this Nginx image as a container. Now when you type Docker images, you can see that the Nginx image is there now, which is of size 188 MB, which is created 5 days ago in the hub.docker.com, which is the image ID. This image ID, each and every Docker image will be having some ID, and this is the ID of this Nginx, and this is a tag, this is a version of that Nginx, and this is a Nginx is a repository. So that's the thing. Now this is how you need to download using Docker pull. That image name is the command. What the command we have used? This is the Docker pull. The image name, this is a command actually. Docker pull Nginx is the command. Okay, now Nginx means here I am downloading Nginx. If you want to download different image, then you can give Tomcat if you want to download Tomcat. You can give MySQL if you want to download MySQL, Mongo if you want to download MongoDB. Okay, that's the thing actually. Now let me go here. Now that's the thing actually. Now when I type Docker images, Docker image is found by the Docker daemon. What happened when I type Docker images next time? This that is listened by the Docker daemon, and Docker daemon has found Nginx image that is already present on the Docker host, and it has listed that Docker image, which is part of my output of that Docker image command. You can see it here, right? So that's a thing. Now once the Docker image is been downloaded, right? Now next command I am going to first let me execute command, and afterwards I am going to show you as part of the diagram. Okay, now let me go into here actually. Now how to execute Docker, like I want to run this image as a container, right? What's a container? The running state of this Docker image is a container, right? Where our application will be in running state. In the Docker, the application won't be in running state, but in the Docker in the Docker image, our application won't be in running state, but in the Docker container, our application will be in running state actually, right? Now how to run this Docker image as a container? You have some command docker run. You need to give some name to the container actually. Hyphen name is equal to web app. I am giving a name called web app. You need to give -d. This -d is a daemon or detached mode. I'll be explaining what is this -d option in the future classes. If I explain how, that will be confusing as we are going through the Docker architecture. Let's forget about this. I am going to use -d now. Okay, now I am using Nginx. Nginx is the image name. Nginx is the image name that I am using as part of this command. Docker run -name web app -d. Nginx is the image name that I am using. Right now, let me click on enter. Actually. Now let me go here. You can see now what happened when I execute this command, docker run this command. Okay, let me go here. This is a command I've executed. Let me copy it, or let me write it one more time here. Here I have executed from the Docker client. I've executed what I have executed. Docker run -name is equal to web app -d. Nginx is the command I have executed, something like this, right? I have executed this command, something like this. Okay, now what happened when I execute this command? This command which I have executed is listened by the Docker daemon. Now what this Docker daemon does, it will take this Nginx image. Because we are using Nginx image to run as a container, right? It will take this Nginx image which is already there on the Docker host. It will run as a container. Actually, it will run as a container. Okay, Docker daemon will be running this Nginx image as a container, something like this. Okay, something like this actually. Now, okay, you can see that this is the container. Nginx image is a container. What's the name of this container? Web app. We have given in the command. What's the name of this container? Web app. Actually, let me something like this. Okay, web app. Okay, like this. Okay, this container name is web app. Actually, now this is how that is done. Okay, see, in this case the image is already there in the Docker host, but if the image is not there in the Docker host, and if we want to run the container, okay, what will happen? What the Docker daemon does in that case? Suppose you can see docker images. You can see that only Nginx image is there as part of my Docker host. Okay, now from today I am going to call this virtual machine as Docker host. You need to understand what is Docker host. Where you install Docker is called Docker host. In this virtual machine we have installed Docker, so this virtual machine is called Docker host. Okay, now I am going to call this one as Docker host. Now what you got? Virtual machine, virtual server, EC2 instance, EC2 machine, or Docker host, everything will be same, right? Only that multiple names for one thing actually. So something like that. Now you can see that if I call the Docker images, if I enter Docker images, okay, only one image is being present on my Docker host, right? Now only one image is been present. Now let me run a container out of the another image. Let me run that. Okay, docker run. Okay, hyphen name is equal to Tom. Okay, Tom. Docker run is a command. Okay, Docker run is a command to run a particular image, particular Docker image as a container. Okay, I am giving that container a name that is called Tom, and I am running in a daemon mode or detached mode, or I am using Tomcat is the image. Tomcat is the image, but this Tomcat is not present on my Docker image. You can see that if I type Docker images, I am not finding any Docker image called Tomcat, right? Now, this is the Tomcat image I am using for running it as a Docker container. Now, what will happen in this case? Now, let me click on enter, right? Now, let's see that. Okay, now it is trying to first download the Docker image from the hub.docker.com, right? It is first downloading the Docker image from the hub.docker.com, right? You can see that. Okay, now let me, yeah, you can see that it is first downloaded the Docker image from the hub.docker.com. What is happening in this case? Now let me put it as part of this diagram. Okay, now let me go here, something like this. Okay, now what I've entered, Docker run hyphen name. What I have given is equal to Tom. I have given this Tom as a name, and -d I have given Tomcat is the image that I am given in order to run this as a Docker container. This is a Docker Tomcat is an image to run is a Docker container. I've given this command, right? Now, this is the command I have executed from my Docker client. Now, what is this command? Like, this command is to run a Tomcat image as a Docker container. What happened in the background? Now, this command is listened by the Docker daemon. Actually. Now, Docker daemon first searched whether the Tomcat image is there on the Docker host or not, because we are using Tomcat in this command, right? So it is finding whether the Tomcat image is there on the Docker host or not. And the Tomcat image is not there on the Docker host actually in this case, right? Now, what it did, it has connected to the Docker registry where the Tomcat is located. You can see that. Go here. Yeah, you go here, and it downloaded the Tomcat image to my Docker host. Actually, it downloaded Tomcat image to my Docker host, right? Now this Tomcat image, after downloading this, Docker daemon downloaded the Tomcat image onto the Docker host, right? Now, once this Tomcat image has been downloaded, this Tomcat image is executed as a container with the name Tom. Okay, this is the Tom actually. Tom, right? This is the name Tom, because in the command we have given the name as Tom, right? Now, this is the image that is executed as a container, that is Tom actually, right? Something like this. Now, this is the Docker architecture. Let me show you Tomcat image in hub.docker.com. Go to here and Tomcat. You can see the Tomcat. You can see this. This is the Tomcat image. This is a Tomcat repository, and in this, multiple images will be there. Multiple versions of the Tomcat will be there. But out of this version, why it is downloaded only latest version, that I am going to tell in the future classes. But yeah, do not worry about that. Okay. Now let me go here. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, this is the Docker architecture, which is a combination of multiple components, that is Docker client, Docker daemon, Docker host, Docker registry, and they will be communicating with each other, something like this together. Now let me go here. Now we have executed two different images as a container. So you can see that we have executed this Nginx image as a container, and we have also executed this Tomcat image as a container, right? Now, how to find those containers? Okay, that is a command docker container ls is the command that you can use in order to list the commands actually, in order to list the containers actually. You can see that Nginx container is running with the name web app, and the Tomcat container is running with the name Tom. What this container inside this container, what is running? Our Nginx application is running. Okay, inside this Tomcat, what is running? In this Tomcat container, what is running? Our Tomcat container is running actually. You can see that it is running since 3 minutes. That Nginx is running since 7 minutes. Okay, that's the thing actually. These are some of the Docker file related things. I'm going to tell you how to create a custom Docker images. At that time, I'm going to tell you what is this command information. What's the image I have used? Nginx. For each and every image, how each and every image has a image ID. In the same way, each and every container will be having some container ID, actually. Now this is that container ID that is automatically generated by the Docker software. Okay, now you can see that ports. On which port this Nginx will be running? On 80 port. On 80 port actually, this is the thing. And on what is the name of this container? Web app. Okay, that while running the container we have given hyphen name web app, right? So that is the name of the container actually. So something like this. Okay, this is Docker container ls to list all the running containers. Okay, all the running containers only listed by this command. If any container is in stop, how to list that? What are the different commands that we have, and what are the some of the use cases, some of the flags, and all the things we are going to see tomorrow actually. Now today what we have seen is the AWS like server creation, key pairs, server creation, installing Docker, running the Docker command. Some of the Docker commands, not all, we have not seen all the Docker commands. Some of the Docker commands we have seen, and the Docker architecture, how the different components in the Docker will be interacting with each other to satisfy our command actually. So something like this we have seen, Docker architecture, and that's the thing we have seen. Any questions anyone has, please, before we ending up today? Or is that clear? Or shall I explain one more time tomorrow? What do people say?
Sir, one question here.
Mm-hmm.
So like I understand this architecture, but sir, one question is about the Docker, like now say that EC2 instance. Okay, so when you create a one EC2 instance, right? So every day once we done the practices, right? So we need to delete that instance, or we need to keep that instance.
Yeah. See, I have created a paid instance, right? I have created a paid instance here, right?
Yes.
So this is t2.medium is a paid instance. I will be deleting in my case. Okay. After this class, immediately I'm going to delete. Okay. In your case, you are going to create t2.micro, right? In your case, no problem. You can keep one instance by always running actually, because the AWS account is 1 year free actually, and you can use that t2.micro instance always running, no problem with that. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. See, is that understanding everyone? Please give me the information so that I can explain one more time tomorrow if that is not understood.
Yeah, understand, sir.
Okay. What about others, please?
Yeah, explain once tomorrow and then continues.
Which one? This architecture you mean?
Yeah, architecture. I understood, but little it's a bit confusing.
Sure,
explain.
definitely. See, if you are confused, please give me the information. Then only I'll be able to know, right? So if you are confused,
Yeah.
not only this one, any concept. If you're confused, please let me know. I'll be one more time explaining and continuing tomorrow class also. No problem with that. It's no problem for me. Okay, it's ultimate thing is your satisfaction. That's it. Okay. Yeah, I'll be doing that. No problem.
In AWS, we can create many instances, or there is any particular like.
No. If you create multiple instances, which type of instance you want to create? T2.micro or T2.media? Which type of instances?
Micro.
Micro, see, for every month, okay, 720 hours or something 700 change hours is free. Okay, so you should fall under that limit. If you create multiple, suppose you created two instances, okay, two instances of type T2.micro, right? You have executed that two instances are running for 2 hours, like each 1 hour. Okay, that means first instance is running for 1 hour and second instance is running for 1 hour. Okay, that means AWS calculates the two instances combinedly running for 2 hours. Like they will add that time, one instance for around 1 hour, second instance for 1 hour. They will add they will calculate like 2 hours, or 2 hours out of 720 hours, 2 hours are completed. Okay, so
Okay, okay.
718 hours are left out for that month actually. So if you create multiple instances, did you get
Yeah.
that? If you create multiple instances, see that much amount of hours will be consumed actually, something like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, thank you, Mr.
Yeah. If you run for 1 minute also, okay, if you run for 1 minute also, that will calculate it as 1 hour. The minimum will be 1 hour actually, something like that. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a class for today actually. See, tomorrow is the last demo that we are going to have, and from the Monday, because tomorrow is a Friday, and from the Monday link is going to be changed. A new link will be coming to you by the mail, and tomorrow is the last demo. And if anyone are not registered, please go to the DURGASOFT website, or they will be pasting some chat, right? They have pasted something in chat, so please follow that and go ahead and register for the course, and you will be getting the drive access. Once the drive access part, we are going to create Telegram group, and we will be uploading the documents there. And you can go there and refer the documents and practice the things. Okay, that's a thing. That's I want to say. That's it. Yeah, thanks. If anyone have any questions, you can ask. If not, we will be meeting in the next class. Thanks. See, yeah, one more thing. How to terminate the instance? Now, click on this checkbox. Click on this checkbox and instance state. Click on this instance state. Click on terminate. That's it. Okay, click on terminate. That's it. That instance will be terminated. That's it. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Okay. Now that's what I want to show. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for joining, and we'll meet in the next class. That is tomorrow. Okay. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you.